Hey, Joe for here, the cranky old gay guy. And today we're going to be talking about sports fanatics and how they make me cranky. Oh, but before we start, let me tell you, it was sunny and beautiful this morning. And now it's overcast, heavy dark clouds. It's sprinkling rain, and there's a lot of thunder in the distance. And that's what life's about. Sunny day, and then it just turns to. And that's what happens every time someone brings up sports to me because I don't follow it. I find most of it really, really annoying. I don't understand the appeal of it. Have I played in sports? Not like in a professional league, except bowling, and that's not really sports now, is it? That's bowling. And I did that for a couple years. But I'm not fanatical. I don't watch it on TV. I don't go to a bowling alley to watch people bowl. That's what I don't get about the big leagues. It's like soccer, football, basketball, baseball. As a younger person, you might have played these things, so you're interested in the game. But why you would track a team from city to city and spend all of that money just to watch someone else play a game is crazy to me. I know it's the experience, but it's still crazy to me. It's like following your favorite band from city to city. Why? I don't even go to big concerts. I admit it. My first one was Styx, and it was in the early 80s. And before it got here, they canceled. So I didn't go. I think the biggest name I've been to since then is the Indigo Girls. And it's because I had won a karaoke contest and got box seats at a place for a company show. Or the company I worked for owned a box, and I won that. And then when it came down to it, the Indigo Girls didn't, they wanted a more intimate feel, so they closed all the boxes, and we just had seating. I mean, they were good seats, but they were just seating. I'm going to pause for just a moment. Okay, I am back. My screen went black. There was a lot of thunder. The computer didn't shut off, so I am not sure why it just stopped. Anyhow, the Indigo Girls. It was a good show, but I was subject to this horrific group called the Butchies as their opening act, which were, imagine a group of 20 somethings dressed to appear butch, like picture auto mechanic uniforms and chopped up hair. And their instruments they didn't know how to play. Instead, the guitar was just twang, 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 and the drums were just boom, 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 boom. No rhythm, no beat, no nothing. And the vocals were horrible, just screaming. It was like, we're going to be a punk lesbian band. Thank God it didn't last longer than it did. Now, I have since gone back and visited the Butchies music, and it's much better as a recording. And I think it's because it's been produced and things have been turned up and down and changed, or they've just gotten better. Because I can tell you, when I saw them, they were horrible, absolutely horrible. Oh, do you hear that? It's pouring outside. Oh my gosh, it's only 5 o'clock in the evening and it's pouring and it's windy. My door's just slammed. So we were going to talk about sports, weren't we? Sports. Why would we talk about sports? Oh, that's right, because it makes me cranky when people bring it up. Let's talk about local news coverage of sports, shall we? Why? Why 4 to 5 minutes in, we have to have a 30-second update of what we're going to talk about in sports when we come back. And then at the 12 or 15-minute mark after the commercial, they come back in and they spend an entire segment talking about sports and they break it down. Oh, and so is going to do this and that and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, who cares? Do you know the people? Sometimes you do because it's your kid's sport that's on TV and it's their team that's going to state and they're going to interview the parents and that's great for you, the parents. But what about the rest of the community that doesn't give it? Like me. When sports come on, I turn the station or turn it off. Sports comes on the radio, you turn it down or you turn the station. It's that unappealing to me, okay? And there are other subjects the same way. Reality TV, like Real Housewives, the same kind of thing. Turn it off. I don't want to hear it. I don't need to hear it. It's just a waste of brain cells trying to understand or follow what's going on because it's so unimportant and scripted. I know these are unscripted shows. No, they are not. There's a producer. It might not be written down on paper, but there's a producer telling the cast member what to bring up because it's going to bring up conflict. Because conflict, for some reason, that's what viewers want to see. And when I say viewers, I mean the mass audience of Bravo, which is primarily female or gay men. And gay men, why do you want all that drama? It's not even real drama, it's fake. And in the process, some of the cast make it real drama and it ruins their lives. So why do you want to be a part of that? Walk away while you can. Andy Cohen, stop putting out this crap. You want to put some nice stuff on? Let's do some gay-themed sitcoms or gay-themed dramas or gay-themed talk shows or, I don't know, a gay-themed reality show that's not about dating and hooking up. How about that? How about a gay show where they don't like to go shopping and they don't want to wear logos of name brands? How does that sound? That sounds pretty good to me, and that's something I might actually watch. Okay? But we're not talking about Andy Cohen, and we're not talking about reality TV, because that's a crank meter kind of thing too. Instead, we're talking about televised sports and sports in general, and the fact that news should cover news, be it national or local. It shouldn't cover Sally John's nephew's cousin, is going to go play shortstop on some pro team. Well, that's great, but we don't need feel-good stories. We need news. News, 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 news. News should stick to news. If you want to say Portland's team, the Blazers, made the championship, great, end of story. We don't need to go talk to fans and get their input on this. Okay? Same with politics. Report the news, not the drama. When the orange man gets up there and starts leaking stuff out of all of his holes, reporters are following that, and then they're going in there asking people, how do you feel about this? Let's take a poll. Well, how about stop taking polls, okay? Make it illegal to do polling and actually post the results, because all that's doing is manipulating the voter and trying to steer them in a certain direction, which is crap. Cut the entire election process down to 6 weeks, fully funded. Everyone gets equal time on XYZ media, okay? You don't get to put up billboards unless everyone gets the billboard. You don't get to go on X with Elon unless everybody goes on X with Elon. Make it fair. Make it 6 weeks, nice and short and sweet. Do all the voting in the the 7th week. Everyone has 5 days. It's all mail-in voting. You don't have people waiting in line for hours. Everybody gets a ballot. If you are a citizen, you get a ballot. You're automatically registered. You're a citizen, you get a ballot. You were a felon, no big deal. You still get that ballot. If you're in prison, you get that ballot, okay? Everybody gets a vote. It's all done, all tallied in that 1 week. At the end of the 7th day of the 7th week, the outcome is announced. End of story. Plain and simple. Much like sports. Back to sports. How about you go play your sports and then you do the championship, and yeah, everyone can say, hey, so-and-so's in the championship. Well, when the game is over, announce the results, and let's move on to something more interesting like society, like science. As a country, we should not be concerned with the Olympics, okay? How does that make me proud? It doesn't make me proud. This is the Olympian, this is their job, they're doing their job, they do well? Great. Am I proud that they're American? No. I don't care what country they're from. I can see that they've earned what they've got. That's great. But it doesn't reflect on me, just as I don't reflect on them. So don't think that the Olympics is something that's the thing to strive for and that we should be known for, that, our country is Olympic winners. Who cares? That's not what's important. Your country should be known for how it treats its people, and that includes underprivileged communities, people who are discriminated against, racial communities, lesbian, gay, bi, trans communities, the poor, children living in the streets, people who can't afford health care, and the national health care plan that we don't have would be a boon. But the affordable health care plan that we have, although it's affordable to get the health insurance, it's not affordable to actually use it because of the high deductibles and how much is not covered. So that needs to be rewritten too. But this is about sports. This isn't about healthcare. So let's just back off on the sports. If you're in a bar and you hear someone say something about a team that you tend to support, you don't need to get up in their face about it. Let it slide off, slide away. And if you need to say something to them, go up and say, hey, how was your day? Or, hey, how do you feel about a national healthcare system? Something like that. Don't go into the whole sports thing. And don't share your sports opinions with others. I'm stuttering. Don't share your sports opinions with others unless asked. Because like politics, that's a subject that too many people are eager to jump into and argue about. And that's about all I have when it comes to sports fanatics and how much I find them so unappealing. And they make me cranky. And now I'm going to recommend something. Let me just see which podcast I had open here to talk about. Oh, yeah. I'm going to talk about this one because it's the only podcast I listen to that occasionally talks about sports. And usually it's because he's got money on the game or the person that he is interviewing was a former sports person who's now an actor or TV personality. And that is the video version. So this is it's a podcast with video, so I don't know what they call that, a vodcast? It's Club Random with Bill Maher. You can do the audio version, but if you want to see it, then you need to do the video version. You find that also wherever you find your regular podcast. Just look for video and then Club Random. And I'll put a link in the description below. Today's video has been brought to you by that fantastic, heart-wrenching storytelling book, The 35 Letters, or 35 Letters. Letters from a Mother to Her Son by Joseph L. Ferguson. And I will be doing a reading from that coming up soon. I don't know when. But yeah, give you a better feel for the book. And I really think you should read it because it's important. It's got a lot of historical stuff in it. Even though the story itself is fiction, it's based on a lot of real things that happen to real people. Okay, I'm going to let you go. Happy Saturday night. I hope weather where you're at is much better than it is here because it is a nasty, windy downpour out there. And thank goodness I've already walked the dog. I will talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.